Welcome everyone. In this video lecture, we will try to find the high frequency band estimation in a common source amplifier using Miller theorem. Okay, so first, this one is the common source amplifier, that is our CS amplifier, we can write. So the very first step for such problem is to draw the generalized high frequency model. So I am writing the or I am drawing the high frequency model. So B dash signal, R dash signal. I will tell why I am writing R dash signal, and there should be some get to source capacitance and one CGD. Okay, and this should be our GM, VGS. In addition, there will be some resistance, say RL dash and CL dash. Okay, and this voltage is nothing simply our V naught. So here, one more thing. This end is our gate one and drain one. Okay, so in this case, we are writing V dash signal, where this V dash signal is nothing but simply V signal into RG by RG plus R signal. Basically, what we are doing, we are taking the equivalent Thevenin voltage in that side. Okay, that is our V dash signal. So V dash signal we have to find. So by keeping this one as a short, it should be V signal into RG. Okay, V signal into RG by RG plus R signal. Now similarly, the resistance, that is our R dash signal, can be found by looking from that side by keeping this one as a short one. Okay, it should be our R signal parallel with RG. For simplification purpose, so that's why I'm writing this one R dash signal. We are just taking the Thevenin equivalent. Thevenin equivalent. Okay. Now, one more thing, this RL dash and this one is the high frequency model. So this should be our get to source capacitance, okay, and get to drain. So there is a bridging capacitance, so that's why I am using here Miller's theorem that I will tell you. So now this RL dash correspond what? Some RD resistance in parallel with R dot resistance and RL. Okay, that's why I am simply writing simply RL dash. And one more capacitor is there, that is our CL. CL designates the total capacitance. Total capacitance, we can write total capacitance. Total capacitance between between the drain node and drain node and ground. Okay, and it may include the or and CDB, drain to bulk capacitance. So in general we are writing CL. Okay, so now we have to solve this one using the Miller's theorem. So this one is clear. This one is a high frequency equivalent model. High frequency equivalent model. Equivalent model of a common source amplifier. Okay, so now we have to use the Miller theorem. So I want to just give you some hint. I have already made the Miller theorem, okay, video. So you can also go to that video, but for the time being I am just say this one is some impedance, okay, and this output voltage is somehow k times of v1. So this bridging capacitance, this one is our Miller theorem. In description box I will share the uh, video of this one Miller theorem. So this bridging capacitance between two voltage will be somehow redrawn by using two impedance, say Z1 and Z2, okay, where this Z1 where this Z1 is nothing but simply Z by 1 minus k, 1 minus k, and Z2 be the Z by 1 minus 1 by k, okay, where k is the gain, okay. So this one is the thing, okay. So this one is the Miller theorem concept, okay. For the time being you just remember this two formula, means how we have to break k designate the gain, okay. So now we have to solve this one, okay. So okay, so first we have to break the CGD, okay. So what the bridging capacitance in this case, the bridging capacitance in this case is our CGD, okay. So for this purpose we can write this one, this CGD capacitance, okay, clear. This CGD capacitance is there. So what we have to do, this one is some voltage, say V1, okay, that is our VGS. This voltage is also say VGS, okay, and this voltage is somehow k times of V1. So this CGD capacity, CGD can be redrawn. This one is some capacitor, okay. So better to write capacitor, or you can also write this one, means the same thing. Or again I am, okay. So this capacitor is nothing but simply Z1 by C1, okay, or simply Z1 in terms of C1, okay, and Z2 is there. So this Z1, or we can write this one as a C1 and C2. So if we write the numerical value of C1, it should be CGD 1 minus K, because this one is a capacitance term, so it should be CGD 1 by impedance. So and C2 is nothing but simply CGD 1 minus 1 by K. Okay, this one Miller capacitance. This one is also termed as the Miller capacitance. In case of resistance, it should be one resistance by 1 minus k, but here this one is in terms of capacitance. So we have to write in terms of CGD. It should be in CGD into 1 minus k. Okay. Here there is a reciprocal function, but here this one is a capacitor. So if you find, it should be 1 by SCGD1, because this impedance is nothing but simply SCGD. Okay, so similarly we can write the Miller capacitance C1 equals to CGD 1 minus K, and C2 equals to CGD 1 minus K, and this K is nothing but simply V naught by VGS. I already told this one is the gain, and this gain also depends upon C2, but for the simplification purpose we are telling this one is the gain K V naught by VGS. And one more thing, that this V naught is V naught minus GM VGS into RL dash. Okay. In general, this impedance we are not, now we are neglecting this one, this capacitance for the simplification purpose. So V naught equals to minus GM VGS RL dash. So we can say the gain V naught VGS equals to minus GM RL dash. Okay, this one I will give this link for Miller theorem. So for the time being, you just focus that the capacitance is modeled C1 equals to CGD 1 minus K and C2 equals to CGD 1 minus K, where K is our minus, this one is our K. Okay, V naught by VGS. So we have already know this formula V naught equals to minus GM dash. From here also we are now neglecting this one CL. Okay, we are neglecting CL. So for the simplification purpose, so we can write V naught VGS equals to this one. Okay, now our problem become now easier. How? So now this one CGD is written in terms of C1, C2. Okay. So if we break this high frequency model, okay, if we break this high frequency model, so one can write, okay, I have to change the pencil color. So this one, say plus up minus, say this one is our V signal dash, okay. This one is R dash signal, and this one is our CGS. Get to source. Capacitance is already there, okay, and this voltage is nothing but simply our VGS, and we are also adding one capacitor, that is our C1, because this C1 is the bridging. Now CGD is transformed into the corresponding bridging capacitance. So I am writing C1. Now in the other side we can make the other diagram by this one will be our GM VGS, and RL is already there, so write RL dash, and one more capacitor is there, so write it as a CL, and one more capacitor due to CGD C2, so this one will be the output voltage. So once again I am just focusing, means this CGS already there, okay. Now C1 is due to the CGD, and C2 is the due to the CGD. Bridging capacitance is modified by the Miller capacitance. Bridging capacitance is modified by the Miller capacitance, where C1 equals to CGD 1 minus K, C2 equals to CGD 1 minus K. So this one is the equivalent circuit for the common source amplifier using Miller theorem. Okay, this one very simple, but you have to know the Miller theorem. Miller theorem is very easy. Okay, so after that, what we have to do? Okay, so after that, what we have to do? This one is we now what we are doing. These two capacitance is in parallel. Okay, these two capacitance is in parallel, so equivalent capacitance can be written as C in, which is basically our C1 plus CGS, and here the two more capacitor is in parallel, so I am writing this one as a CL dash, which is basically CL plus C2. Okay, so now again we can modify this one, plus minus V signal dash R dash signal, okay, and we can write a common capacitor, say C in, okay, then after this one GM VGS, oh, sorry, then it should be our RL dash, and one single capacitor will be there CL V naught, the same thing, okay, where C in is equals to C1 plus CGS, and CL dash equals to CL plus C2. Now Okay. Now just think this voltage is a VGS. Okay. So basically this, now I am thinking about this portion. So this one, this VGS is nothing but simply we can write V dash signal into 1 by SC in, just writing the voltage divider rule by taking the impedance 1 by SC in, 1 by SC in by 1 by SC in plus plus R dash signal. Okay, just I want to show you again. Means of resistance is there R1 and R2. Okay, and this signal is a V signal, and we have to find this one V naught. So V naught is voltage divider V signal into R2 by R2 plus R1, the same thing, but here impedance is there 1 by SCM, 1 by SC in by 1 by SC in this impedance plus R dash signal. So one can write this as a VGS equals to V dash signal by 1 plus SC in SC in cancel, should be SC in R dash signal. Okay, I need, is it clear? So from there we can say that VGS by V dash signal is nothing but simply 1 by 1 plus S, okay, by some pole due to input side. Okay, so it should be written as omega p I. Okay, where this omega pi equals to 1 by C in R dash signal. Okay, step by simple network theory I am applying for this pole calculation. Omega p1 1 by C in R dash signal. Now similarly I am doing for this portion. Now there is a current source CL dash RL dash is there. Okay, so we can write V naught is nothing but simply minus GMVGS. Okay, V equals to I into R. The corresponding impedance would be RL dash in parallel with the 1 by SCL dash. Yes or no? This RL dash and CL dash is in parallel. Okay, so we can write this as a V naught equals to, or V naught by VGS directly we can write minus GM. The current direction is somehow in that direction. So we can write RL dash into 1 by SCL dash. Okay, so and RL dash plus 1 by SCL dash. So V naught by V signal is minus GM RL dash by 1 plus SCL dash RL dash. Okay, SCL dash will be cancelled. Simple mathematical calculation is there. So now one can write V naught by V signal minus GM RL dash by 1 plus S by omega P naught. Okay, omega P naught, where this omega P naught is nothing but simply our 1 by CL dash RL dash. Is it okay? So in this question, we have find the pole frequency at the input side. This one is the pole frequency at the input side. Pole frequency at the input side, and this one is the pole frequency at the output side. Okay, at the pole frequency at the output side. Clear? So now this one V note by V signal anything if this one is in terms of 1 by s 1 plus s. Okay, so this one is basically a low pass filter. For example, if we take this one is a capacitor, this one is a low pass filter. Okay, so this represents the first order low pass filter function. Low pass filter function. Okay, so if we neglect for the timing, if I am saying, is it okay or not? R2C means suppose this one is C, capacitor is there. So the corresponding capacitor 1 by SC. So V naught can be written as V signal into 1 by SC by 1 by SC plus R1. So it should be V naught by V signal will be SC cancel. So 1 by 1 plus SC R1. So this one is nothing but simply our low pass filter function. This gain axis and frequency axis. Okay, so this one is the case. So for the time being, if someone for the approximation purpose, if we neglect the CL dash, if we neglect CL dash, if someone will neglect the CL dash, so what happens if we neglect CL dash or even the we can say the C2 term, okay, C2, then the frequency limitation is dominated by the interaction of Cin and Rg. So the frequency is dominated due to the pole frequency of FPI because C2CL dash will be neglected. So the FPI will be simply 1 by C in R dash signal with multiplication 2 pi. Okay. FPI when we are neglecting C2CL dash for the approximation purpose, one can simply write the frequency estimation by using the C in capacitance and R dash signal resistance. Okay, this is one way. Okay, so for the high frequency band, we can say this FH is nothing but simply 1 by 2 pi C in R dash signal. Okay, where this R dash signal is R signal parallel with already I have written, but once again, signal parallel with RG and C in is nothing but simply CGS plus CGD 1 plus GM dash. Okay, yes or no? Means this one CM C2. So C1 is there 1 plus GM RL dash. So this one is one approximation when we are neglecting the C2 and CL dash. Okay. Now one more concept is there. I am taking all these things from the microelectronics book. So for if you want to know more, you can also go for the microelectronics book. But I am solving step by step. Right? Okay. So means how it is coming by simple mathematical calculation by using network theory. So you can go to some detailed knowledge, but a step by step process you can find it from this video. So now the next one. So the V naught, the term V naught. Now I am writing the V naught value. So for V naught we can write minus GM VGS and RL dash parallel with 1 by SCL dash. Okay, so this one is the V node value. Okay, simply find minus GMBGS RL dash in parallel with SCL dash. Okay, so from there we can find minus GM VGS, and now I am going for the exact solution RL dash. So we can write it RL dash into 1 by SCL dash by RL dash plus 1 by SCL dash. Okay, so now once again we can write minus GM VGS RL dash will be in the numerator and SCL dash will cancel. So 1 by SCL dash RL dash. Okay, clear up to this one? Okay, so now minus V naught equals to, okay, so once again, one more line I can write. Then V naught can be written as minus Gm VGS RL dash by 1 plus S by omega P naught. We can write this one as a, because omega P naught is nothing but simply CL dash RL dash. So this V naught equals to this expression, and one can write also this V naught equals to minus Gm and VGS. VGS value we have already find, I think. So VGS in terms of omega pi, because there is a VGS term. So what is the value of VGS? VGS is nothing but simply V dash signal. From here we can write VGS, VGS, this one. Okay, I am highlighting this one. From this one we can write the VGS as a V dash SG V dash signal by 1 plus S omega pi. So minus Gm and okay, I have to take the pencil first. V dash VGS is nothing but simply V dash signal. V dash signal. This one is the not approximation. The first one is the approximation for this one. When we are neglecting the C2 and CL dash. So V dash signal by 1 plus S omega pi. Okay, 1 omega pi we know the value. Okay, into VGS, then we can write it RL dash by 1 plus S by omega p naught. So the denominator is a second order function. Okay, so this will is the one solution. Okay, one more line I want to write. So the output voltage, output by input V naught signal is minus Gm RL dash by 1 plus S by omega pi into 1 plus S by omega p naught. Okay, so this one is the gain of the common source amplifier. Clear? So now I am writing in this section. So V naught by, so now there is a approximation that in in amplifier design, usually we are just interested in the midband gain. So this midband gain is approximated by the formula 1 by FPI square plus 1 by FPI square. Okay, so in some other video lecture I will make this why this one is we are taking F is equals to 1 by FPI square by this one, or in simply we can write FPI by 1 plus FPI by FP naught whole square. Okay, so this one is one more solution, final solution. Okay, so this thing you can also go for the micro electronics book. Okay, by Cedra Smith. Cedra Smith. So this one is the one of the method to approximate the frequency, high frequency estimation of a common source amplifier. I have already discussed the high frequency estimation using the open short circuit method. So thank you for watching. I will share the link for Miller theorem and also the open circuit time constant method for the calculation of FPI for the common source amplifier. Okay, so one more thing at the end I want to tell this one is also valid for the common emitter configuration, common emitter, by making this one CGD to C mu and CGS to C pi. So this one is a very remarkable thing. So if you know this technique, you can also utilize the same thing in our BJT to solve the high frequency equivalent model. So thank you for watching, and please also subscribe my channel. So thank you for watching.